Did you really think Japan was sleeping while letting other brands launch their new models? Well, you are wrong. The Japanese automotive giants were preparing the strongest blow of recent years, and what they're launching for 2026 is going to shake the entire global market. The land of the rising sun is coming with complete redesigns, new platforms, improved engines, and models that are scaring, without exaggeration, several Chinese brands that only show off cheap technology. Japan is looking to reclaim the throne, and they're doing it, as always, with vehicles that don't fail, that are prepared to continue conquering the market for the next 10 years. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 5 new Japanese SUVs for 2026 that are already generating panic in the competition. I'll show you the confirmed engines, the changes that weren't expected, and the prices with which they'll hit the market. So get comfortable and share this video in your groups, because this is something they're definitely going to want to see. You're going to see why Japan is proving to be the most feared automotive force in the entire industry. Welcome to the best car channel on YouTube. This is ATIF Cars. Number 5. We start this list with a launch that's going to drive half the automotive planet crazy. I present to you the Mazda CX-50 2026, the new compact SUV that arrives with all the essence of Japanese engineering, but at a price that honestly nobody expected. Mazda went back to doing what they know best, taking a winning formula, perfecting it, making it more accessible, and maintaining the DNA that turned them into an icon for decades. Here, they didn't invent anything weird. They didn't put in giant screens to distract or experimental engines. They went with what's proven. And speaking of engines, Mazda didn't play around. They gave it the heart that is proven to be practically indestructible in their lineup. The Skyactiv G turbocharged engine of 2.5 liters, capable of generating 256 horsepower, an engine proven for years in the most demanding conditions around the world. And for those who want more efficiency and better fuel economy, there will be a naturally aspirated version of the same displacement, perfect for daily driving and long trips. Mazda here said, "We're going with reliability," and that's why this model is going to sell like hotcakes. But the magic isn't just in the mechanics. Look at the design. This CX-50 stands firm with a front that steals glances from the first time. It's built on the Skyactiv vehicle architecture platform, the same base as the CX-5 and Mazda 3, but adapted for a more rugged and super functional format. Reinforced chassis, real all-wheel drive, and behavior worthy of a true Japanese SUV. The design, without a doubt, is a jewel. It transports you to a world of adventure. LED headlights with sharp lines, sculpted bodywork, elevated ground clearance, everything inspired by the legendary outdoor spirit that Mazda has been cultivating. And yes, Mazda knows it. The enthusiasts are going to fall in love from the first glance. Inside, they also did serious work. A completely renewed dashboard, high-quality materials, pleasant touch, useful controls, a steering wheel that feels solid, and of course, iActive Sense Safety Suite included from the base version. And now, yes, I'll talk about the strongest blow, the price. Mazda confirmed that this CX-50 will arrive in Japan starting at $28,000, and the strategy is to bring it to North America with that same focus, accessible, rugged, and without so many complications. And believe me, when the Chinese brands see that number, they're going to start sweating cold. This CX-50 comes to conquer the Mazda fanatics and those who aren't fans too. It's proof that Japanese engineering is coming back full force, with models that are hard to ignore. Number 4. We couldn't leave out one of the most anticipated launches of the entire automotive industry. This is the Subaru Forester 2026, the Japanese SUV that has proven itself for decades, the absolute king of reliability, and the one that finally, after 5 long years, receives a completely new generation. Subaru didn't want to rush. It's an iconic vehicle around the world, and they couldn't afford to launch it halfway done. While the competition was putting out models full of giant screens, experimental hybridizations, Subaru was preparing its silent blow, and when it arrived, it left everyone frozen. Here, it's completely renewed, more modern, more aggressive, and more capable than ever. And let's start with something thousands of owners were begging for: the interior space. Cabin space was always something good in the previous Forester, but this time Subaru listened and applied engineering improvements, a longer wheelbase, and better packaging to make the cabin more spacious than ever. Yes, Subaru finally improved the detail that everyone was asking for in this model. On the outside, the change is brutal. A more refined grille, a robust front with strong character, LED headlights in a distinctive shape, bigger wheels, and a wider and firmer stance. It's a Forester that now truly looks modern, imposing, and updated to really compete. But where Subaru is going to scare more than one brand is in the powertrain. The Forester 2026 arrives with a renewed boxer engine that everyone loves, the horizontally opposed configuration of 2.5 liters with direct injection. Now it delivers 180 horsepower with fuel economy that exceeds 30 miles per gallon. More power, more efficiency, and less gasoline. Exactly what people have been asking for years. And if that surprises you, listen to this. Mazda confirmed that the legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive system comes standard in every single trim level. That means for any condition, any weather, any terrain, you're always going to have grip and control, a direct blow to the competition. This new generation integrates the EyeSight driver assist technology with improved automatic braking, advanced pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, and a smarter adaptive cruise control. The Japanese brand continues leading in active safety, and we all know that. The price calls a lot of attention this year, and it's expected to start near $28,000. And believe me, when it arrives with that price and this level of improvements, several brands are going to start trembling, because if something Subaru does better than anyone is cars that don't fail, don't lose value, and that last decades. And that can't be bragged about by just anyone. With the Forester 2026, Subaru is looking to completely reclaim the crown of the most competitive segment in the market. And seeing what they did with this new generation, I assure you they're coming for everything. And don't move, because now we're entering the top 3 of the most anticipated Japanese SUVs of 2026, and the one that follows is a brand new launch with an unbelievable price. Number 3. We open the top 3 with a vehicle that Honda created with a very clear mission: pure versatility, real capability, and zero unnecessary ornaments. This is the Honda Pilot TrailSport 2026, the SUV that many adventurers were waiting for and that arrives to bring order to a segment that was filling up with supposed adventure SUVs that only serve for photos. And listen to this, the Pilot TrailSport is basically a Passport but more capable. Just as you hear it. It's built on the same global light truck platform as the Passport, but adapted to be more rugged, more functional, and more ready for real off-road work. Honda didn't want to invent anything weird or experiment with technologies that nobody asked for. They did what they know how to do: a strong vehicle, reliable, and ready to tackle any terrain all week long. Honda decided to give it a heart that we already know and that's more than proven in the most demanding conditions around the world. The 3.5-liter V6 naturally aspirated block with 280 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. You realize, towing capacity, power to climb, and reasonable consumption. That engine moves a Pilot without problems. Imagine what it'll do in a TrailSport that's equipped with off-road upgrades. The transmission is also a success, a 9-speed automatic that gives you total control of torque and power. The enthusiasts, the drivers in rural areas, those who need real capability every day, those are going to applaud this decision because they prefer proven mechanics before complicated systems that later fail. The TrailSport arrives with a design thought out for real adventures. It's not an SUV to show off or to fill with screens. It's a tool, a capable platform that allows you to configure it how you want. Roof racks, skid plates, all-terrain tires, whatever your adventure needs. This is how you build an adventure SUV, thinking about real life, not about marketing. And now, yes, let's talk about the price. Honda launched this model with an approximate base price of $48,000 in the United States, which is competitive considering what you're getting. And why? Because Honda understood that thousands of people needed a reliable SUV, strong and capable. That's what destroys the competition. When you give Japanese durability at a reasonable price point, the Honda Pilot TrailSport 2026 is going to be one of the strongest launches in North America. It's the SUV that people were asking for, the SUV that's going to sell itself, and the one that's going to make several brands tremble that got used to offering empty luxury without true capability. Number 2. In this position, I bring one of the most popular compact SUVs of recent years, and that arrives renewed to continue selling thousands and thousands of units. This is the Nissan Rogue 2026, the SUV that Nissan polished thoroughly because they saw how Chinese brands were flooding the industry, and Nissan, which stays quiet but never sleeps, prepared this model with the best they have: proven, efficient engines and the reputation of Japanese durability that no Chinese brand has been able to replicate. This Rogue arrives with the intention of giving an authoritative blow to the Honda CR-V and the Toyota RAV4, two strong rivals, but that in the market don't have the same value proposition that Nissan has built for decades with this nameplate. Visually, you'll notice it right away. The 2026 redesign brings a more aggressive front, with a distinctive V-motion grille in body color, sharper headlights, and a more athletic stance. But where Nissan really steps hard is in the mechanics. The Rogue 2026 incorporates a variable compression turbocharged engine of 1.5 liters, capable of delivering 201 horsepower. A turbocharged system that isn't experimental. It's not a risky bet. It's the same technology proven for years in millions of units around the world. If something Nissan does better than anyone, it's that they don't launch an engine without testing it to exhaustion. That's why their turbo engines don't fail, don't give headaches, and that's why this Rogue continues leading above many that brag about numbers but not durability. In safety, they didn't stay behind either. The 2026 model maintains the Nissan Safety Shield 360 package with automatic braking, lane assistance, pedestrian recognition, and a more refined adaptive cruise control system. Everything that people demand today, but at a Nissan level. And the price is almost a direct message to the competition. While many Chinese brands are desperately lowering prices to sell, Nissan stayed firm, because when you buy a Nissan, you buy real value. In North America, this SUV is positioned around $30,000 for the base versions and goes up to $38,000 for loaded trims, a solid price for an SUV that maintains value, that doesn't fail, and that doesn't abandon you. That's why this SUV became the favorite of thousands of families around the world, and now in 2026, with this update, it comes with all the intention of continuing to dominate. And now, yes, get ready, because here comes number 1, the Japanese launch that has the whole world anxious to see it in the showroom. Number 1, let's go with the most anticipated vehicle of this entire list, the Japanese vehicle that's already scaring several rival brands even before arriving at dealerships. I'm talking about the Lexus GX 2026, the luxury SUV that returns to demonstrate why Japan continues being the world king in vehicles of capability, adventure, and extreme durability. The new GX arrives with a completely renewed design. You notice from far away that this model no longer plays in the same league. The brand applied its philosophy of, if you're going to improve it seriously. And the result is an SUV with much more aggressive lines, a gigantic grille that commands presence, sharp LED headlights, and a style that transmits strength wherever you look at it. It's an SUV that without moving already gives you the sensation that it can handle everything. And if we talk about the engine, that's where Lexus hit the strongest blow. For this generation, the GX receives the twin-turbo V6 that enthusiasts have been begging for. They kept the proven formula that turned it into legend. They installed the 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 that so many owners love for its reliability, with 349 horsepower and 479 pound-feet of torque. That block is already the heart of thousands of Tundras and Sequoias around the world, and continues because it doesn't fail, because it endures. This engine configuration delivers brutal performance numbers. This new engine hovers around 350 horsepower, with torque available from low RPMs, a figure that's going to make all the luxury SUVs from the competition tremble that have been spending months bragging about power. Lexus made it clear that they continue being #1 when it comes to reliable and efficient engines. The chassis also had an important evolution. It's reinforced, more rigid, more stable, made to withstand impacts, loads, impossible roads, and extreme climates. The suspension was adjusted to offer much more comfortable handling without sacrificing off-road capability, something very few luxury SUVs manage to balance. In countries like the United States, Canada, or Australia, where these SUVs are really used, you know how important this improvement is. Lexus improved the interior as users were asking. They wanted better materials and more comfort, and this time they delivered. The new GX arrives with a much more modern cabin, better finishes, a more refined dashboard, and all the necessary technology without falling into excesses that later end up giving problems. And as always, it comes equipped with the latest version of Lexus Safety System Plus, one of the most complete safety packages in the world. Regarding the price, it's going to vary by each market, but what we already know is that a Lexus GX is never an expense. It's an investment that lasts complete generations. That's why, even if the price hovers around $65,000 in its base version, people pay it without thinking too much because they know they're buying an SUV that doesn't die after 3 years and doesn't lose value like others we already know. So there you have it. The GX 2026 arrives with a single objective: to continue being the queen of the segment for another complete decade. This SUV is the dream of any person who needs a vehicle that won't leave them stranded, that handles real work, and that preserves its value like no other. And now, if you want to see how other brands are also counterattacking, I'll leave you this video with the American trucks that are surprising the entire world. Click on it and watch it now.